I got to the restaurant a few minutes early. Old habits die hard. I always prefer to arrive first, to read the room before anyone else stepped in. The place oozed luxury. Marble floors shining under the soft amber lights, a quiet piano whispering in the background, and a staff that made it clear you either belonged here or you didn't. I approached the hostess and gave my name. She glanced at her screen, tapped a few keys, then offered a polite but firm smile. "I'm sorry, sir, but there's no reservation under your name." A sharp, mocking laugh sounded behind me. That voice, I recognized it instantly. My wife's mother stood there, her face twisted into a venomous grin. "Perhaps somewhere more modest would suit you better," she sneered. At the nearby table, the rest of them sat comfortably, pretending I wasn't even there. My wife, her brother, and his heavily accessorized wife were already sipping expensive wine, barely acknowledging my presence. My wife couldn't even meet my eyes. I smiled, not nervously, not uncertainly. I smiled like someone who had written the ending to a story everyone else thought they controlled. Then I turned back to the hostess, my voice calm and steady. "Tell Theo that Mason is here and would like a table." Her eyebrows rose slightly before she disappeared into back. Less than a minute later, Theo himself emerged, sharp suit, gold watch, arms wide open. "Mason, had I known you were stopping by tonight," he began warmly. I nodded once, glancing over at my wife's mother. "I like the table she's sitting at," I said. Theo chuckled at first, thinking I was making a joke. When he saw I wasn't smiling, his laughter stopped abruptly. Things hadn't always been like this. When I first met Claire, her mother had pretended to approve, the kind of approval where compliments hide small daggers. "You've done so well for someone with your background." "Oh, self-made? That's quite resourceful of you." Claire, though, had seemed different. She was warm, full of laughter, her touch gentle, like she could quiet the entire world with her presence. I didn't come from money. What I had, I built with my own hands. Years of sacrifice, sleepless nights, and hard lessons. When I proposed, the ring was modest, one I could barely afford at the time. Her mother sneered. Claire said it was perfect. We married quickly. She moved in. Life moved fast. But soon, cracks formed. Small at first. Claire stopped asking about my work. Her phone rarely left her side. Dinners happened without me, just girls, she'd say. Nothing you'd enjoy. I wanted to believe her, but after a while, I couldn't lie to myself anymore. The truth hit gradually, and then like a hammer. After the third anonymous message, I hired a private investigator. What he uncovered shattered whatever hope I still clung to. Claire had been siphoning funds from our shared business accounts, covering her tracks as joint investments. Her brother was involved. Her mother was behind it all. They'd been bleeding me dry for nearly 2 years. They counted on me staying blind or spineless. But instead of confronting them immediately, I watched. I smiled. I kissed Claire goodbye every morning. I let them believe I was a clueless outsider who couldn't navigate their world. In reality, I was learning their every move, mapping each one like a grand strategy game. I brought in forensic accountants. I rewrote my company's internal systems, rerouting everything Claire touched into dummy accounts. I archived emails, call logs, and transaction records. And quietly, through a shell corporation, I purchased a 12% stake in the very restaurant they frequented every Thursday. Theo, who remembered me from college, had no idea how far I'd come. Then I waited. When Claire's mother threw that smug look at me tonight, it was the last act in a play she thought she'd written. Her plan had been simple: mold her daughter to marry into a rising businessman, drain him, discard him. But I had rewritten the ending. Theo pulled out a chair at the finest table, right in front of them. "Anything Mason wants," he told the waiter, "is on the house." I leaned back, calm, and corrected him. "Actually, it's on my house. I'm part owner now." Claire froze, her wine glass hovering midair. Her brother paled. I continued, voice steady. "I'm here to thank you all for the education." Claire finally whispered, "Mason, I know about the offshore accounts." I interrupted. "The fake property fund. The back door you gave your brother into my company finances. I know everything." I placed a USB drive on the table and slid it forward. Copies of every file, already handed over to my attorney. Her mother leaned forward, eyes cold, voice low. You wouldn't dare. I already did. The cracks appeared instantly. For all their cold calculation, they hadn't expected this. I've also terminated Claire's access to every joint account as of 2 days ago. I added, and the prenup you forced me to sign? It's void now, fraud nullifies it. You should have read the fine print. Claire looked like the air had been knocked out of her. Her brother clenched his fists and stood, but I didn't flinch. Go ahead, I said softly, locking eyes with him. Try it. Security didn't need to intervene, but I had them standing by in case anyone lost control. I stayed behind after they left, calmly enjoying my meal. The steak was perfect, slicing like regret itself. The city skyline blinked outside the window, as though winking at me. Claire moved out 2 days later. She called. She texted. She begged. I never answered. Her mother even came to my office once. She left in tears. Their accounts are frozen now. An investigation is underway. My lawyer tells me I have a strong case for pressing charges. I haven't made a final decision. What I know is this. They tried to drain me, humiliate me, and cast me aside. They thought they controlled the narrative. But they forgot one thing. I hold the pen. And I never write a story where I lose.